You may not have heard of this number one freelance writing tool, but I'm going to introduce you to Dubsado, which changed the way I run my business, how I can automate things, put things in workflows, and save time to make more money while consolidating all these tools. So we're going to run through Dubsado today. I'm Mandy Ellis, and I built a six-figure business, and now I help other freelance writers work with dream clients, hit five-figure months, and do it all without the burnout, stress, and overwhelm. I'm going to walk you through Dubsado with a little highlight reel, the quick and dirty. But if you want to do a more in-depth walkthrough, you can go to this video here and it'll show you all the ins and outs of using this tool. The way that I look at Dubsado is that I can do everything in one place and get a glance at my business really quickly. So I know how much I'm shooting for in terms of financial goals. I can check on that every single day. I can then know how many invoices are open and how much I'm going to get paid or what's overdue. What contracts do I need to sign? Is there anything that needs to move forward? I can also look at my weekly calendar at a glance. I can see all my appointments or open days for work or scheduling. You can pull in your calendar here to add your Apple Calendar or Google Calendar in so you can see everything at a glance. Most importantly, you have your to-do list, the things you need to get done. You can put deadlines, you can attach them to a project, which we'll go over in a second. But all of these things are in one place and you can see your income versus expenses and your profit. So you can actually see if your business is making money or if you're spending too much. And this at a glance, every single day dashboard is really critical to seeing the pulse of your business rather than looking at QuickBooks and then Mint and then this and then your bank account. You can see everything here at a glance, which really helps you get a heartbeat on your business. Second most important thing is projects. Think of projects as like collecting all my client stuff in one folder. So with Dubsado, you can have 3 clients for free. So that just means 3 projects, but you can have them for free and you can start learning the tool really simply. So I made this project here, but you can do all this really cool stuff. So when you click into the project, you have your contract here. You can tag things by what the type of project is and the niche that it's in so that you can track data. You want to know where are my best clients or how many of these projects did I do? You can do that at a glance by using these tags. You can also say like, hey, I need to follow up with this client, so I need to put them in warm leads, or I need to put this in my ongoing clients so that I can look at them at a glance. You can always add a status to the project as well. And you can have a portal. So you can make a secret little portal where you can dump in documents or you can dump in stuff that your clients need to know that might be your ACH and financial information and keep it secure and password protected without sending it all over the internet. So this portal can be really useful. And you can say, hey, how did I get this client? You have this referral source. So does that mean the client came from an email LOI or a LinkedIn LOI, or did they come from a referral from another writer? This is another way to track that data super simply later on when you're doing maybe your business analysis after the end of the year or in the middle of the year so that you can double down on the right things. And all we're doing is tagging it when we get to these projects. Every time we start a new project or put in a new client, they're all in one place and we can track this data really simply. You can also get all the emails in one place. So I use my Gmail inbox to do all my stuff, but because there is an email address associated with this client, Dubsado will pull all of those emails into your inbox and then you can put them from your general inbox into each kind of client. So when I'm looking for a specific client email, I go into here, into Dubsado and look for it because all of them have been collected in here. I don't have to search my Gmail inbox or wonder where it is. All of them are really simple and easy to go through in here. You can also gather all your invoices for one client in one place. So I have all the invoice lists here. If I had another invoice, I put that in here. But you can see every single invoice you've sent to this client in one place, which I found can be very, very helpful. And you have all these pieces where you can tag different parts of the invoice to say, I want to know where was this company, right? So this company is company A. If I put in a category, that means at the end of the year, I can use a tool in here. I can use project breakdown or I can use reports to pull all the money I've made for that client. I don't have to go add it up or find all the invoices. It's already tagged with a category. I just look at that category, which is named by the company, and that's how much money I've made. Makes it super, super simple. I also can add payment plans. So You know, if you've been on this channel, I like 50% upfront, 50% 30 days later for most projects. So I just call that 50/50. And any project that you put in, you just put in that payment plan. It sorts your invoices for you. You can send them super easy. And you might see this little reminder here. That means that if someone doesn't pay your invoice, you have an automated reminder to say, hey, pay this invoice. And you can add more reminders. So you can automate all of the times that your Dubsado is following up for you on an unpaid invoice. You don't have to remember, you don't have to do anything about it. You can set up a bunch of reminders to say, hey, I want to make sure that if they didn't pay it the next day, send this email. If they didn't do that 3 days later, send this email. If they didn't do that, send this. So you can add a ton of reminders on here where they will follow up on unpaid invoices, which I think is a time saver and a lifesaver and a business saver. Next part in here where we're in projects, you're adding all the documents that you would need for that client project. So business contract, we already know about, add that over there. But you can add any forms you want. Like let's say they send you a bunch of documents that you need to save for whatever reason, you can put them in here so you can always find them. You send your proposal from here. Let's say you have your ACH here, which you'll see is password protected. It's in the portal, but you can add all different kinds of forms here. And you would add these forms to also send things to your client when you're onboarding. So when you're onboarding, you would send proposal, contract, invoice, right? 3 documents, but they're all grouped together. Dubsado will send them with one link. So someone can click through it. So your client will go in and be like, great, one link. Oh, here's the proposal. Agree. Here's the contract. I have questions. Here's the invoice. Everything is transparent and very easy for them to move to the next step, sign something, and pay you some money. It is really wonderful feature of Dubsado where I don't want to send 900 emails to get someone, oh, well, what about the proposal? Okay, are you ready for the contract? Let me send that. Oh, now are you ready for the invoice? Let me send, like, it's a nightmare. I don't want to do that. We're not doing that in our high earning business where we need to get our time back. So we put them all in here where they can go to each one. It makes it super simple, looks super pro. And if you have any notes or things that you want to add for this client or things you need to remember, you can put them all in one place. But really this condensed kind of folder for all your client stuff makes your job so much easier. It allows you to automate things and you actually get your time back. And when we're talking about these guys, right? We're talking about these tags. We can look at that in here. So I can look at this and say, okay, I'm 3 months into this year. What have I done? Like what's kind of, where's my work coming from? Or I'm at the end of the year and I'm like, where did my work come from most? Oh, looks like my LinkedIn LOIs that I sent via email, those are the ones that have resulted in the most projects. That's where I'm going to double down. So simply tagging each project, right? Each client folder basically allows you to get so much data into your business. And then you can have this project breakdown, which will show you kind of, you can have different tags. It'll show you where your projects are coming from. But you can also see like, what am I doing, right? How many white papers did I write? Or can I pull a report for this type of thing? Where was this project? And it gives you so much information and data into your business. Like I said, you can also add your calendar in here so you can connect your Apple Calendar or Google Calendar so you can see everything at once and it'll show you all your appointments. You can also, what I like more important than the calendar is the scheduler. You can make as many of these schedulers as you want. I just like to have the 30-minute client call. You could have 60-minute client call. You could have any type of, let's say content strategy call, but you just customize them. You can customize them by like, hey, I don't want to do calls on Tuesday. I only want calls between 10 and 2. It lets you customize every single thing so that when you send someone one link, they can see your calendar and you don't have to go back and forth with interviewees or clients or anybody that you need to talk to. They have your calendar at a glance, super easy. And the most important thing here with this, besides getting things scheduled, is they have emails that they send. So when you have someone schedule, Dubsado sends an automated email. Hey, we're going to meet at this time in this place at this link. Here you go. And you can toggle this little button on to send an email an hour before. So let's say you're like, hey, an hour before our call, I want to make sure that they, have a reminder email of where to go and what time. So you can do that as well. I love these. I don't have to do anything. You set it up one time and it'll send it forever, everybody who books. So you get to go off and do your own thing while these automated emails are giving them the information that they need to show up on time and anything they need to have ahead of time or questions they might have or anything like that. And you can also set parameters. So you can set it so that you don't have people book calls for the next day. They have to book 48 hours out. And you can set it so you don't have back-to-back calls if you don't like to have back-to-back calls with like this buffer of 30 minutes or an hour between each one. There's so much customization in here. But number one, you get your time back because all you do is send a link and they can pick the day and time. They get the automated email. They have all the stuff. You can even have the automated email send them like a questionnaire. Let's say you have something where you're like, hey, this is a new client. Fill out this questionnaire before our call. That can be in this email. And then an hour before, to make sure that nobody skips your call, or at least to minimize that, you have this second reminder email automatically going out with you doing nothing. So, forms. We talked about getting people in, right? We have some forms sometimes that people fill out, but we have all of our contracts. We can have our ACH form. We can have our proposals here all set up. And we can have, like I said, lead capture, which basically means form that someone fills out to be a potential client. All of those things are in here that are really, really helpful. All these things where you have your contract, you have electronically binding signatures. So these are legally binding contracts. You have your proposals that you're going to send, where you're like, hey, I want to do these packages, or here's what we might think about. We have all these different options in here that we can go through where we can add everything in by piece. We can add them in with customizations. If you go to mandyellis.com/templates, you can also get all the templates I use in here that have full proposals, full contracts. If you go to mandyellis.com/templates to grab those, you can also get my marketing one. So my LOI, my letter of introduction, a pitch template, a bunch of different contract templates, and examples of proposals and things that you would send so that you can just pop them into here and start moving. I think those examples and knowing what to say or how to say it, or what is really important to have in a freelance contract to kind of convert a client or into a proposal or an invoice or an LOI, really critical. So if you go to mandyellis.com/templates, you can grab those. We're also, last thing here, is these canned emails. That's the automated email that goes out when someone schedules something through your calendar, or an automated email to follow up, or an automated email when someone fills something out. You have all these different options and templates in here to say, hey, we're going to meet at this time on this date at this link, this Zoom link, or here's what you should bring. Here's some questions you might need to answer, or, you can send these to interviewees for articles. You could send these to potential clients. They are really helpful and they're all automated. So you can send them through your canned emails that are attached to your calendar link. You can post them on your website so that you have these forms that are on your website that then send these canned emails when someone fills it out with maybe more information. These are really the secret to automating more in your business, because I don't want to go back and forth with 900 emails saying like, okay, when was that thing, or what was that time, or can you tell me this, or like what's next, or like how do I do that? That all of that is handled automatically. It makes you look like a pro. They get all their emails that they need. Get the information that they need, and they can go about their day. And it really is a nice kind of whole experience for them to, as a potential client, to fill something out and get confirmation that it's been done and get all the information they need. Or, like I said, have something where you have these forms that are proposal, contract, invoice, where they can look at everything at once. For me, switching to Dubsado meant getting rid of like 12 other tools. And I think when you're kind of able to have that access for free for up to those 3 clients, and you're also able to use these different aspects of Dubsado to make your business way more efficient. You're putting in a lot of processes and systems and automating as much as possible so that you don't lose money to non-payers, or you have people who forgot about the proposal and you can send an automated follow-up for that. All of these things, I think, give you a heartbeat on your business, like the dashboard. They give you a lot of features in one. And if you feel like you want to join Dubsado, if you feel like this is the right tool for you after you do your trial, you can use the code Mandy Ellis. So one word, MANDYELLIS, to get 20% off your first year or month. Saves a ton of money. And this thing really changed my business. It really changed how I run my business, what I can the visibility I have into my business, whether it is tasks or money, or where my projects are coming from, or how much money I made from a certain client. It made my taxes so much easier quarterly, or, what I'm looking at, how does that actually shake out at the end of the year? And if you like this video, we're going to do more tool tutorials. So we're going to go through Butter, which is a tool I really like, and Notion, and a few others. But if you like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more about great freelance writing tools or how to build a freelance writing business you adore, subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you check out Dubsado, and I will see you on the next one.